You know, when we think about ancient empires, our minds usually go straight to glittering gold, right? Or maybe powerful chariots and these just monumental temples. But what if I told you the real story of power, the engine that was driving the armies and the trade routes, was actually something way more humble, something green? So let's get right into it. What is the connection here? We're about to uncover how this really unassuming plant became a kind of secret weapon for some of history's greatest civilizations. And honestly, the answer might just change the way you see history altogether.
All right, it's time to meet our main character. And no, it's not a king or a famous general. It's a quiet hero that's been working behind the scenes of human history for literally thousands of years. Its name? Alfalfa.
Now, just to be clear, alfalfa isn't something you'd find tossed in your salad. Its main job, and this is the key to its power, is being a kind of high-octane fuel for the animals that societies really depend on. It's what's known as a forage crop, which just means it's grown specifically for livestock to eat.
So the crucial point here is this. We're going to shift our focus away from all the glamorous symbols of power and look at the practical stuff that made it all possible in the first place. We're looking at the fuel, not just the fancy engine.
So, okay, how did this plant become so revolutionary? Well, to answer that, we've got to go back to its origin story. And that story takes us right to the heart of the ancient world, the plateaus of Iran. And what's really fascinating is that history is literally baked right into the plant's scientific name, Medicago sativa. That basically means the median plant. It's a name the ancient Greeks and Romans gave it, and it directly links it to the region of Media in ancient Iran. Clearly, its reputation traveled far and wide.
But why there? What was it about alfalfa that made it the perfect crop for the farmers of the Iranian plateau? I mean, this is a region known for some pretty challenging and varied climates.
Well, it turns out alfalfa was basically a farmer's dream. It's incredibly hardy, it can handle drought, heat, and cold. You could harvest it again and again, multiple times a year, and it would just keep growing back. And here's the kicker. It actually improved the soil by adding nitrogen, making future crops even better. Talk about a win-win. So this created a simple but incredibly powerful system. You grow this super plant, you use it to create stronger, healthier animals, and boom! That gives your entire society a massive leg up in farming, in travel, and even in warfare.
And then this is where that simple agricultural advantage really starts to scale up. Because, you see, a well-fed animal doesn't just make a farm a little more productive. It can literally change the destiny of an entire civilization. This right here, this is the aha moment.
You see, its real value wasn't direct, it was indirect. By creating stronger, more reliable animals, alfalfa basically multiplied the power of everything a society could do. Think of it like a fundamental upgrade to their entire operating system.
This quote just illustrates the ripple effect perfectly. Well-fed horses meant faster communication for messengers, more reliable transport for merchants, a huge symbol of prestige for nobles, and, most critically, a much more formidable cavalry for armies. I mean, just look at the difference it makes. On one side, you've got a society that's struggling with weaker animals, and that limits everything from farming to communication. But on the other side, with a reliable source of high-quality fodder like alfalfa, you have a society that's more stable, way better connected, and militarily a whole lot stronger. The advantage is just enormous.
And you can bet that this practical agricultural advantage translated directly into political power. A ruler who could maintain strong herds and a powerful cavalry could control way more territory, protect their trade routes, and project strength far beyond their own borders.
So what's the lasting legacy of our quiet green hero? Well, its story didn't end in ancient Iran. Oh no, that was just the beginning. From its origins, alfalfa basically traveled the world. It most likely reached Greece with the Persian armies, then it spread throughout the Roman Empire, and eventually it became a foundational agricultural crop all across the globe, supporting livestock on pretty much every continent.
So, what should you really take away from all this? Well, first, that history often turns on these quiet, practical things, not just the big, dramatic events. Second, feeding a society's animals is just as critical as feeding its people. And finally, that sometimes the most important pieces of the puzzle are the ones that are hiding in plain sight. In the end, the story of alfalfa is just a powerful reminder. This simple plant didn't wield a sword or sit on a throne. Nope, it just provided the energy that enabled others to do all that. It was the silent partner to empire. And that leaves us with one last thought. If a simple animal feed could have such a profound impact on the ancient world, what are the overlooked, maybe seemingly boring innovations of our time that are quietly shaping the future? What's the alfalfa of the 21st century?